In It's still peak. The season starts with Mark fighting this red thing, like what the hell even is this? And I mean, the way Mark was looking at the start of this episode, bro was locked in. We end up being told Mark is 138% stronger, and they basically yap about how much he has improved, 60% quicker. I heard this and I was like, you know what, that sounds pretty good. Like, look at him going crazy with the feats. After this though, him and Rex, duo of dreams, go on a little mission because the Declaration of Independence is being stolen. Crazy. And I mean, this RKO was absolutely criminal. That poor man isn't getting up anytime soon. The thing I find disrespectful though is the fact that Rex and Mark are casually having a convo and they're meant to be getting the Declaration of Independence back. Like, if I was scrapping with someone, I don't know, man, air out the whole room. Then out of nowhere, this crash out just decides to start putting the beats on Rex, and it's like, chill out. He had me mad annoyed, like, pipe down. Him and Amal are the only ones that give a toss about Kate. So happy Mark did him dirty, honestly. Almost killed Rex because of, Kate and Amal. Who cares? I like this episode, you know. I like the Laura things, to be fair. I like the fact Mark was shooting a shot with Eve until this dumbass decided, yo, let me just fumble the easiest layup in the history of layups. I had to put this man on fraud watch after that. Because not only did he almost ruin a good moment, this nigga Mark is meant to be 138% stronger and decided to let himself sell against Doc Seismic. Absolute fodder. Let's be honest, Oliver would have packed him up. I'ma get to him later. How is this version of Mark selling to Doc Seismic? All these other heroes are fraudulent too. How did every single one of you guys get captured by this fraud? Guardians of the Globe, you know, can't even protect America. Give these frauds a new name before I get mad. Like, look! Eve's on fraud watch too. Do you know how insane their powers are? Did you see that army special? Come on, man. As a kid, she was moving much cleaner. Do you know what Eve is capable of? After this, Cecil drops some reinforcements, which then leads us to one of the best parts of this season, and is one of the best themes of the entire season. That one Cecil and Mark conversation, which I'll get into later. And the episode ends with two individuals that I don't have on fraud watch in prison. Good way to start the season. Thumbs up. I really like the flashback of Cecil's character. I thought it was very interesting. And you learn and you start to see why Cecil made the decisions that he did. In a world like Invincible, I mean, damn, living here is something. Wouldn't you want the best contingencies in place to make sure people don't have to die? Can't lie, the more the season went on, I started to agree with Cecil, because them Viltrumites are the joke when it comes to chaos and destruction. I don't think it's as simple as a Cecil being wrong or Mark being wrong. I do think Cecil could have handled the situation better because he had Mark tweaking, yo. And I can understand where Mark is coming from as well. He doesn't want to be so quick to end the life and all that. However, as the season goes on, the threats start to get a whole lot worse, and you start to see Mark not killing people is killing people. You get what I'm saying? Mega mind ass nigga, bro. With Cecil being so insistent though, he just made the situation worse, leading to some of the Guardians to help Mark. And I mean, Rex, that's the homie. Respect, some real ones right there. And that frequency block was cold, had Mark straight moving like his dad, yo. Cecil says everywhere Mark goes, destruction follows. When I first watched this, I thought he was being an asshole. But guess what? As the season went on, Cecil's not wrong entirely. Then he brings his dad up and it's like, I can't disagree either. He helped his dad, so I normally, man, you know. Another really good episode. And then the way the episode finishes, I mean, we can be the good guys or we can be the guys that save the world. We can't be both. Who cooked up this line, bro? Absolute cinema. Episode 3, the opening for this episode, we see two superpowered individuals that are struggling to get by. And it's like, are they bad people? No. They want to do it the honest way, but they just can't. It's not working. We had the criminal perspective. And I mean, imagine this being the only way to provide, robbing a bank, and then Invincible just pulls up and clocks you out of nowhere. You see, I like the writing this season especially. I like the perspective they gave us in this episode. And I'd say the writers cooked throughout the entire season. Very easy to sit there and be like, filler episode for certain episodes. But nah, if you actually pay attention and you don't have that mindset of, filler, you come to understand this season is all about Mark coming to the realization that Cecil is right. Sometimes bad is needed to do good, to the point where at the end of the season, Mark decides that anyone that poses a threat has to go. You see it in this episode as well, where Oliver challenges his beliefs as well. But let's talk about the Oliver crash out because it's insane. Here you've got Mark and he's holding back like an absolute hoe. New suit as well. Oliver pulls up as the annoying little kid that he is, and I mean, as annoying as Oliver was being, did he get the job done? Absolutely. Guardians of the Globe. Oh my days. I'ma say this, you know it's bad when the Muller twins are like, where the rest? How do you have someone on your team that duplicates, can make clones, yet still doesn't know how to jump properly? She just runs in a straight line every time, yet wonders why she doesn't jump people properly. Oh, it's idiotic.
Is this nigga serious?
The way Oliver pulled up, insane. Even the way he was talking to them, he meant business, yo. You mean to tell me Mark can tank a nuke to the face, but can't one it the Muller twins? Oh, that's right. He most definitely can. He just chooses not to. He's always holding back for some reason, like a lot though. At least he's not as bad as the Immortal though. He was just looking at Cecil take it like a good boy. Back to the conversation he has with Oliver though. Now I don't agree with everything Oliver said because he was starting to sound too Viltrumite for my liking. And I do agree with, you know, Mark talking to him and getting rid of those ideologies because that's a very dangerous path to go down. But what Oliver did, at least in my opinion, isn't the worst thing in the world, bro. Maybe not necessarily with the Muller twins, but they do break out every time. But it's like certain villains, especially in certain stories, it's like killing them would literally make your life easier. Some villains just have to go, bro. They are too dangerous to keep alive. But yeah, that wasn't an accident. Episode 4, yo. Episode 4, Mark goes to the future and packs up the Immortal. Another interesting episode. We're shown that the Immortal is a horrible ruler that's went mad with new laws and senseless wars. And when the Immortal started talking about how Mark was emperor and stuff like that, I was like, oh, that makes sense. That's all I'm gonna say though. Look, I get Mark is a good guy and all, and that he feels bad about killing people. But him killing the Immortal, hell, I'm asking Eve if he's a good guy, bro. Like, what? This brother is too much of a goody two-shoes sometimes. I was told the blue suit Mark was meant to be a menace, was not meant to be holding back no more, and it was all I was seeing. I was starting to get annoyed, bro. He was letting people get away with too much. But I like the date. I thought the date was so cute. Had me thinking, when is it my time? They're flying together, seeing the pyramids of Giza, like what? Then they got to it. And I was cheesing. They said step aside, bro. And they let the goat cook. My boy Alan. You see, bro was being plotting this for the longest. Ever since he had that fade with the Nissa and he let himself get caught. Alan is a man with a plan. That's a true brother right there. He wasn't giving up on the plan. Even when Nolan was like, nah, just let me die, bro. Thing I found funny was they couldn't kill this man. Here's when it started to get too serious though. Two Viltrumite tend to get rid of Omni-Man. Alan the alien was having none of it. Started improvising, doing everything he could to fulfill his plan. And boy oh boy, Battle Beast was chilling in this prison all along. This Battle Beast guy is too funny. All he cares about is the fade. You see how his body perked up when he heard Viltrumites. Same energy as where the hoes are. Only difference is Battle Beast is about that life. That Alan and Battle Beast team up as well was legendary. I found it funny when they couldn't find a Viltrumite and Battle Beast was like, yo nigga, I'ma just fight you instead. Like he doesn't care unless who he's fighting is a good fighter. He doesn't care who it is, and that's why I like his character so much. Seeing Omni-Man come this far though is actually so insane. You gotta remember this is the same Omni-Man that in the Adam Eve episode at the end was ready to pack up his family. And if you don't believe that's what he was ready to do, look at this man's face, yo. But oh man, when Battle Beast and Alan drop down from the sky, this is where it gets really good. Like whenever fights are involved with Viltrumites, I'm always gonna be watching that, but I can see why Battle Beast was so excited to go against one. Had bro licking his lips. That Viltrumite though was putting belt to ass on Alan. Had Omni-Man lock in, and Omni-Man was out here weaving, bro, until the power of teamwork was needed. love to see this. They end up taking the fight to space, and I can't show it, but the power of teamwork prevailed. And Battle Beast, well, let's just say he got lost in space. Such a good episode. I found what Omni-Man said crazy though. The fact that there are only 50 pure-blooded Viltrumites left. But hey, episode 5. This was the multiple episode with the prison breakout. It's honestly quite sad how him and Kate were treated when they were growing up. And I never thought they'd make me care for Duplicate in some way, shape or form, but hey, who knew it was possible? You come to find out that he's an assassin for some secret organization. I did like episode 5, I thought it was pretty good. Initially, I thought it was pretty mid, coming off the back end of episode 4, like with Alan, Battle Beast and Nolan, but nah, Prison Break was cool and so was the world building. Machine Head, I'm pretty sure everyone likes Machine Head. I know Titan stuff goes to show that bad is needed to do good. Like that Titan guy helped the community and kept it in check for a very long time. So like a lot of good moments happened here that are important to the whole storyline, like Rex's and Ray's relationship. It's not all about Beltas with Viltrumites that makes the show good. And how could I forget about Mark and Eve? So it's like, yeah, it's a good episode, bro. I guess this is canon as well. I thought this was funny. The thing that annoyed me about this episode though is these guys shouldn't be broke, like at all. Like ever. Eve literally has the power to make gold. She's built a tree house before. Why are they worried about getting a job? Like she's literally a real life money glitch. I mean, I ended up working for a prison, so I guess that worked. Powerplex is an idiot, but he's a good idiot. I like his character. This, he can't keep getting away with it, ass nigga though. Oh my days, man. They show us a little flashback of him. We go back to the event of the first season in which Omni-Man just decimates the city, killing absolute thousands. And we get to see the consequences of that. Powerplex is a victim of the season 1 Omni-Man attack, losing some family members in the midst of it all. The episode spends time building him up as this guy that has this absolute hate for Invincible, but it's like, come on, man. I know Eve says he isn't mentally well, but I don't know how you see the footage of Omni-Man grabbing Mark by the head and come to the conclusion that Mark is at fault. It's one thing to look for justice, but to blame a whole superhero, like this is your best shot at protecting the world from Viltrumites, bro. One thing I'll say about this episode though, all of us started to grow on me throughout the season with his little ideas. Do you know what I'm saying? After packing up this elephant, is this meant to be like the in-universe version of Rhino or something? Anyways, all of us started asking Mark saying, yo, like our dad saved more people than he killed, shouldn't he be forgiven eventually? And I was like, you know what, little nigga, you might be onto something. But back to Powerplex here. Him and his wife are genuinely perfect for each other. I've never seen something like this before. Actually, nah, I'm lying. The dynamic that Jesse and Jane have in Breaking Bad is pretty similar, which is pretty funny when you think about how similar Jane and his girl look. She just feeds into his delusions, bro, like eggs on his stupid ideas. When they have a kid, like, I'm also not trying to shit on Mark, but it's like, how are you gonna be bowling when there is a literal threat that needs to be stopped? People are in danger and he's like, nah, it'll be fine, bro, because of bowling. Like, come on, Mark. The title screen thing that they did though, I can assure you everyone enjoyed that. That was funny, bro. And Shapesmith. The main thing that annoys me about Powerplex though is he's honestly a hypocrite, bro. He walks around with this Invincible, can't keep getting away with this type of attitude. Yeah, he's the one that literally causes his own problems. When him and his wife cooked up that plan to lure Invincible with their own kid involved, I was like, nah, you guys are silly. And then to realize, because he couldn't control his own temper, he got his own wife and kid killed. How dare you even blame Mark for that, bro? He's genuinely deep fried in his head, and he deep fried his whole family. My fault, bro, my fault. I shouldn't have said that, bro. That actually tabbed me mad emotional when he killed his family. I'm gonna be real with you, that was so sad. But then after that, boom, the multiversal war was locked in. The generational hater has arrived. Episode 7. When I tell you the wait for this episode was painful, it was painful. Then it came, and boy oh boy did they deliver. This episode right here proved to me that Invincible is one of the best superhero shows out there. This mega mind ass nigga, bro. Honestly, his hate for Invincible is worse than Powerplex, and it's like, it's so unwarranted. It makes no sense. Just another mentally ill crazy that wants to see Mark suffer. Let me start by saying, I really liked what they did with all those Invincibles, or Marks I should say. They were all crash outs, bro. And they were honestly funny. Like, this was crazy.
I wouldn't even keep you as a slave in my empire.
Hey, I've been making fun of Mark a lot this season, but to be honest, he one-shots one of his variants here. And honestly, this Powerplex nigga, like, you mean to tell me it was this easy? Like, come on, man. Come on, it was one punch. Put him out the game. Also, is that a baby? Oh, never mind. He's dead, bro. He's gone. Honestly, this episode was so chaotic, bro. Like, what the hell? I do like how Mark and Eve constantly run fades together, though. Mark and Eve versus two versions of him is entertainment. These two giving you trouble, and then the other one's like... Swearing doesn't make you cool. Unfortunately though, Eve is still on fraud watch. Like Mark, I think Mark would have had this easy by himself. I reckon, especially if he wasn't holding back, he literally one-shotted the Mohawk Invincible before. Then this Invincible was just comedy to me. He packed up all the Guardians and did Darkwing like his daddy did Nightwing. Disrespectful. When I saw this Invincible start to fire more, I was just cheesing. The level of disrespect. He's in the middle of a scrap talking straight smack, taking his punches like they're pillow punches. And you know what, bro? Honestly, give the Guardians of the Globe's job to those independent heroes. They locked in so much harder than them. Like, please, man. You know I gotta talk about Rex. Even in death, even when he knew he was about to be gone, he put his life down. All you had to do was listen to the way he was talking. Does the way Rex was talking sound like a guy that knew he's gonna survive? That hurt me too much, man. They made me like this guy, bro. Especially from the moment he clutched against the Lizard League. One of the greatest redemptions I've seen for a character, honestly. Went out with a bang, bro. R.I.P. Rexplode. And a Billie Eilish playing in the background. That was just foul. Like, how are you gonna do that to us? You see, the reality of fictional characters is when they start to get a lot of screen time, it's time to start saying goodbyes, honestly. This one hurt too much. Felt like we all lost a homie. I have to say this though, because I agree with Cecil. Why the hell is Mark chilling with Eve in the hospital when he can clearly see she's okay? And I'm telling you, if this is any other superhero that has the same level of powers as Mark does, they are not sitting in a hospital letting his variant kill the world. Like Cecil said, even Oliver was out helping. Like, come on, man. Even Powerplex got rid of one. Like, let's talk about the destruction that they were causing. You saw those clean ass shots, bro. Where they're in capitals of different cities, they're looking over them and all of that, bro. Well, damn, these crybabies weren't all on the same page. They're all like stupid little children that didn't receive the right help that the Mark we know did. Apart from Hooded Mark, he sounds like he just misses his mother really bad. And the way they banter with each other, I kind of wish they weren't so evil. Especially the Mohawk one. One literally just misses William as well. Then you realize what they did and it's like, damn, man. I also wish Mark would have just killed this Angstrom guy already, but at least this frog got relegated. Just stop talking and kill him. Like, he wasted so much time. If there's someone that deserves death more though, it's Eve's dad. I can't stand this guy. Knew he was annoying the moment he couldn't swallow his pride and let Eve be the breadwinner. Idiot. And you know what's worse? I have to live with the fact that Immortal gets to stay alive and he wants to start a family with Kate. Nigga talking about, I've given the world enough. I don't need to say any more about that statement now, do I? Exactly. Look, I already knew about Conquest. So I knew the moment Mark had his head down and I heard the little whoosh and I saw the shadow, I knew the last couple of minutes were gonna be gold. Could you imagine people thought Jeffrey D. Morgan was a bad pick for this character? Please. This was everything. Episode 8 has to be one of my favorite episodes in the entirety of Invincible. This episode had everything. The voice acting was A tier from Jeffrey Dean Morgan. The monologues. I got to see Adam Eve lock in and finally do something more than use those stupid ass walls. This Conquest guy though, bro, don't fuck with Viltrum like that. He's just here for the fate. And I mean, I was getting flashbacks to season 1 finale. At the start of the fight, these two were creating literal shockwaves in this scrap. And at the start of the fight, Mark was getting a few licks in, but you see, I don't think Conquest was even trying. He was asking for more each time Mark was hitting him. And to prove he was taking the piss, this love heart, this zesty ass nigga, bro. And as soon as they got out of space, Conquest decided to start taking this fight more serious. And from here, the fight just wasn't fair. All it took was one punch. Bro, had Mark seeing stars, coughing up blood, comes down from the sky and does
bro,
this.
Watch your jet, bro. Watch your jet.
These Viltrumites are crazy. Had Mark begging him to stop. Like what? Even Conquest was confused. Are you crazy? Oliver swoops in to help Mark, but that's quickly dealt with. Oliver got done so day. Where's the big ass beatdown, lil bro? I found it sad though that Mark was giving us all, yet nothing. Hey, Eve knew what was up though. She woke up, she was already on that timing. Asking like, yo, does it look like I need to walk? Getting back to these two though, it was too much. It just wasn't fair. This is a veteran Viltrumite against a Viltrumite that has had his powers for like 2 years. The fact that he wasn't dead to me was a feat in itself, honestly. Like, speaking of not fair, poor Oliver, honestly, man. Like, the way he moved Mark, absolutely slapped him, hold him, then moved on to Oliver. And it's like, yo, this is just evil. This is a kid, man. And I gotta say this, what is it? Chicago? Like, I can't believe I haven't said this yet, but I would rather live in Gotham. I've seen people say this and I have to agree with them. I'd rather live in Gotham than this Chicago. Season 1 all over again. Like, bro, look. Innocents on the beach. Just chilling, getting packed up. The disrespect in this episode was crazy. I know for a fact that pink walleye bro shook though. And I mean, it would have had me shook too. Not my girl in danger. When she's literally fresh out the hospital. Oh hell no. But for once, Eve locked in. And it was like the writers finally remembered what her powers are. I loved this sequence. The fighting style was mad creative. Out here giving herself armor. Is increasing the density of the air or something like that. Watch them forget about all of this. But all good things come to an end. This lasted for like a minute. And this guy did Eve so bad, bro. Mark is honestly me though, because I'm mean mugging too. What do you mean you just killed my girl and you have the audacity to start monologuing about it and about how much joy it has brought you? Like, and credit to Stephen Yeun for this performance, bro. Like, that shit was A tier. Mark then proceeds to drop one of the coldest lines of the episode. I don't care how strong you are. I don't care how fast you are. I can see the future and you don't live to see tomorrow. What the? You can tell where the budget went. It was safe for this episode. Give these animators more budget to work with, honestly, cause phenomenal sequence, man. Then in the background we see Eve loading back up. Had Mark all confused and he just wasn't paying attention, and Conquest caught him off guard, slammed him to the ground, and then we get this absolute horror of a monologue. Nigga talking about how alone he is and how he's the most feared. This shit scared me, bro. Anyone who doubted Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I'ma say it again, I hope this put those doubts to shame. This man Conquest had to go. What do you mean? Take it to your grave. This is a monster, bro. He really succeeded in getting everything out of Mark in this fight, bro. I'ma be real with you. He was ready to delete Mark from this world, though. Eve beams him, turns his body into a crisp, and he's like, yo, I'ma kill you for that. But hey, the unwritten rule with superheroes, don't touch their girl. Superman, Spidey, The Flash, Mark heard them threats and locked in immediately, wasn't having any of it. And then Mark just starts going crazy after that. And this was, did you hear the "are you still having fun" or whatever it was? Oh, I can't show it, but like, if you know, you know. Peak episode. Mark and Eve are safe. Rex's funeral. Oh, what happened? Did they run out of budget for the funeral or something? Like, PNG ass funeral. Like, the black guy on the left was killing me too. Like, why is he staring like that? It didn't even feel like anyone was sad. Like, compare this to the funeral in the comics, bro. But yeah, Battle Beast is still alive. Peak season, bro. So much fun. Such good writing. Debbie, the best superhero mother of all time. And one last thing, why is Cecil keeping Conquest's head? This nigga is so stupid. Hey, that concludes my app session, bro. Neymar the GOAT, bro.